Welcome back. Fox Carolina is the school station. Colleges and universities coming under increased scrutiny since welcoming students back for the fall amid the pandemic, of course. The University of South Carolina reported a high of nearly 1,500 active cases less than a month after students returned. Now, that number dropped by about half to 640 cases at last check. And saliva-based testing was paused briefly when a staff member got sick. Clemson University expects to resume in-person classes in less than 2 weeks. They're requiring students provide a negative COVID test upon return. The university reported nearly 400 active cases just a few days ago. We're told more testing efforts will be rolled out soon. Meanwhile, several universities in North Carolina sent students home just days after welcoming them back due to immediate increases in COVID case clusters. Those include the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, Wilmington, and East Carolina University. And in Spartanburg, Limestone University students returned to campus for in-person classes at the end of August. And in the last COVID update posted from August 27th, the university says it's randomly testing 125 students per week. And during its first week, there was only one positive test. Limestone already canceled fall break for its students, and in-person classes will end before Thanksgiving. All final exams will then happen online. And here to discuss more about the university safety measures today, Provost Dr. Monica Baloga from Limestone University. Thank you for being with us this afternoon at 5. And we want to ask right from the bat, how has Limestone enforced that social distancing and COVID-19 precautions having students back on campus? Dr. Baloga?
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show to talk about this. As with most institutions, in early summer, we pulled together our crisis and emergency response team to develop a COVID-19 policy to act as our blueprint for COVID-19 and prevention and response efforts. Very early on, we determined that students who would need to provide either a negative coronavirus test or a positive antibody test before coming back on campus. And we started looking at certain things like check-in and dining and classroom structure in order to maintain social distancing. So our residence hall check-in occurred over a period of a week instead of a period of a day where it normally would occur. Dining halls, we have created outdoor dining spaces. And then, of course, we as a team as well made sure that it was mandatory for faculty, staff, and students to wear some face covering, especially in areas where social distancing was not as possible. Thankfully, we've been able to reduce the number of those spots by distancing desks and faculty away from students. Other things that Limestone University has done is we do have a designated house for isolation students, those that have tested positive for the coronavirus. That is in an off-campus location, and we have about 14 beds with individual rooms. Students that are defined as direct contacts in accordance with CDC guidelines are quarantined in their room for about 14 days. And for both of those student populations, we provide meals. We also provide laptops so that they don't get behind in their studies.
All good things, and it seems to be working so far so good. Is Limestone's testing any different from other school or university, and how is it working so far?
That's a good question, because testing is going to vary by institution. As you mentioned, we are randomly testing 25 students a day, which is 125 a week. And just to give you perspective, our on-campus student presence is 1,000 students. So we're testing well over 10% of our students each week. Also, those students who are symptomatic can easily make an appointment with our health center, and they do a very quick surveillance test to determine whether there's a positive result. And if so, we send those students for further testing and quarantine them for 24 to 36 hours until we get those results back.
Okay.
Overall, we feel like our efforts are working very well. We're able to identify both symptomatic and asymptomatic students.
Yeah, that is incredible. This is a hot topic. We've seen so many schools with outbreaks related to off-campus events, gatherings, parties,
Sure.
perhaps. How is Limestone working to monitor those types of gatherings?
Oh, again, another challenge. It's not easy because we all remember what it's like to be in college,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Um, Initially, recorded videos really asking our students to cooperate with our efforts to maintain a safe campus environment by avoiding those large crowds. While many of our students are compliant, we do understand that some will not be. And so our Office of Campus Security patrols the campus and nearby off-campus sites for any events, and they also follow up on any leads that might be either directly given to them or given to campus officials. And we also engage our athletic coaches to talk to their teams about trying to avoid those large
Right, you
events.
gotta try to be on the same page as much as possible.
Absolutely.
So thank
Be
you. That is
part of the solution.
absolutely. Dr. Baloga, thank
Yes.
you for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate the insight to Limestone University. Thank you.